2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. And Memphis is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Grizzlies will be going up against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at the Celtics, they look at this as a great chance to grab another road win. They know they're the better team and come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business. And we'll get to see Marc Gasol in this contest, a center who added the three-point shot to his game last season. All of a sudden, late in his career, he's become a three-point threat as a seven-footer. Man alive, Shaq.
Gasol saw how he could open up things when he added the three. Muchas gracias.
Man, and me without my SAP button. Kenny?
Well, Gasol, he's always had a great touch. But now he's just extending it from a mid-range into a long range. So I'm not surprised by this. Muy bien.
That's about does it for now. Let's get to Kevin Harlan. Adios.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And for the Memphis Grizzlies guys, they come in off that loss to the Hawks and just couldn't finish strong. They took a 4-point loss in that one.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Or selfishness. I mean, this is what happens when you don't make the extra pass. Your field goal percentage can go south.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court right now for the Celtics. Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Hayward out there with Horford, and it's Monroe in at the pivot, manning the middle. Now, here's Gasol. 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And here's Conley outside. Some solid defense there from Irving. On defense, Memphis.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
So it's the Grizzlies now. McLemore dishes to Conley. Evans outside. Monroe with the block. But they get it back. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Brad Stevens and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So their focus, guys, is going to be on defense right away.
And that's always a good philosophy. Don't let an opponent get settled. Try to take them out of their game early.
Well, you know what, guys? One of the things that stand out to me is how well their team communicates on defense. I mean, they function as a unit. That's why defense is a weapon for them.
Now Conley, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. To the paint. Looking for Hayward. He gets it there.
Look at Irving go to work off the ball screen and his man. He's always alert, constantly scanning the floor for his teammates.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Back to Conley. And it's sent back by Horford.
No flow to their offense at all yet. I mean, just 1 for 5 from the floor to start the game.
Irving kicks to Horford. The offensive rebound. Monroe off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Conley. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta. Gasol passes to Green. 6 to shoot. Lets it go. Conley gets the bucket.
And never one to force the issue. Conley smoothly knocks that down.
Irving against Conley. Rejected by Gasol. Here's Evans, and Tyreek Evans is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Irving kicks to Brown. Screen by Monroe. Shot from 12. Gasol with the rebound. For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, that's just an uninspired performance. Didn't execute well, and even the few times they did, the shot still had a hard time falling.
Here's Irving. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Picked by Horford. Monroe with a screen on Conley. Irving dishes to Monroe. And the jam by Craig Monroe.
Now look, Irving is a superb passer. He's skilled at slicing passes over to his teammates in the pick and roll.
Irving against Conley. Outside, Green. Trying to find McLemore. Gets it to him. Green kicks to Gasol. Stolen by Monroe. Hayward outside. On the wing, Brown. He's off on that one. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
And that makes it interesting. They don't know each other all that well, so we should see a lot of in-game adjustments.
Boston leading by 4. Here's Irving. Off the iron that time.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Offensive rebound. Evans kicks to McLemore. It's another look. Goes up again, and it's Evans getting it to go.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Screen by Monroe. Baseline try. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Irving's got his first basket of the night. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, being on the road. You just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports are so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
The first one falls.
Come on, Irvin is such an amazing guard. Uncle Drew, you know, he continues to show the young bucks how to get it done out there.
Some changes for Memphis. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Jermichael Green, and Fresh subbed in for Tyreek Evans. Marcus Smart's checked in for the Celtics. Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the two bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
Now here's Conley. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Here's Chalmers down low. Here's Parsons, and it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, the way Horford positions himself as the shot goes up. I mean, his defensive instincts are just absolutely fantastic.
Selden's checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Celtics also making a change. Marcus Morris is checked in for Al Horford. Chalmers against Irving. Chalmers passes to Gasol. Rejected by Monroe. Hayward kicks to Smart. Here's Morris. Rebounded by Selden.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
And it's Chalmers that time on the assist by Gasol. Chalmers has got his first points in this one. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their players.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and roll. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
The Celtics shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Shots.
And that one falls for Smart. And at 6'4", 220, Marcus Smart with terrific strength for a combo guard, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, he can just flat out bully most guards and even hold his own against the bigs. Beyond, though, that physical stature, it's his mentality that makes him special. He's a fire breather, just the type of player the Celtics look for.
And so, Smart nails both of them.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with his fiery approach to the game.
Davis dishes to Chalmers. Here's Selden. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Smart kicks to Baines. Morris a screen. There's the dish to Tatum. It's tipped. The pull-up. They get it back. Not going to go that time. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That's his first foul. Morris with the ball. 11 points last game. And Baines kicks to Morris. Shot clock at 6. Here's Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Memphis trailing here. Martin the pass to Davis. Back to Martin. And Chalmers kicks to Selden. Parsons for 3. And Baines pulls it down.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
The feed now to Tatum. Over Parsons. It's rebounded by Memphis. And Parsons slams it in.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Here's Rozier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Grizzlies.
And they concentrated a lot on creating open looks from beyond the arc. Player movement, finding space on the perimeter, that was their #1 priority.
Now, here's Chalmers. Defense is right there. Selden kicks to Davis. Parsons up top. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Shot to end this cold run. Tatum's shot is off.
Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of the shooting.
Fires the 3. Here's Davis. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And there's the foul. It'll go on Deontay Davis. That's his first foul. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now here's Smart. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
The Grizzlies shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Parsons with it. Now guarded by Tatum. And Parsons kicks to Chalmers. Clock at 6. Right side Martin. Second chance shot. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Look, that's playing inside out, simply taking what the defense gives them.
Smart kicks to Rozier. Over to the left wing. Now here's Tatum. Covered by Parsons. There's a screen. Here's Rozier. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Rozier's got his first points of the night.
A fantastic shot by Rozier. I mean, exactly the kind of shot you want him taking when he's got space.
Now, here's Chalmers. He's guarded closely. Morris against Davis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And let's go real fast to the rookie leaderboard. These are the rookies shooting the highest percentage from the floor this season. The 4th spot held by Jason Tatum.
He's scoring and finishing at a very high level. I mean, playing within himself offensively
and being very discerning with his shot selection.
That one is off. And he can't hit the second.
Oh, and the Celtics bringing in Brad Stevens as head coach in 2013. That same summer, they made their blockbuster trade with the Nets. 2 home run moves for their franchise.
Morris with the bucket.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Parsons outside. Outside for Martin. Here's Selden. Hits the jumper in space. Selden's got his second basket of the night. Here's Rozier, defended by Chalmers. Rozier kicks to Morris. There's the pick. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Boston on top. They're up by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team, but we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another, and I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Well, it's all about the rim protection because it's been fantastic. A big part of helping them build this early lead.
We've got Chandler Parsons. Davis is out there with Martin. Then it's Fresh, and it's Selden in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Now here's Smart. The offensive rebound. And it's Baines missing.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And Memphis making a change here. Evans is checked in. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Boston. The Celtics with the lead. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Rozier the pass to Tatum. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Davis. And here's Evans. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. He also did a great job at creating for his teammates. So many assists tonight.
Celtics have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Brown. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And Brown is just utilizing his athleticism yet again. I mean, this time from the interior, though, but just sinking these close-range shots.
Now here's Evans. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. For Boston, they've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Rozier kicks to Morris. To the middle. Here's Baines. It's good. And the Celtics lead by 3.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Evans. Outside for Martin. Here's Selden. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Celtics leading by 3.
The Celtics making major strides offensively. Back in 2014, one of the worst teams in the league. They've gotten better every season.
Count it.
Attacking the rim in heavy traffic. We love his focus right there.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Rozier. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Tatum's shot is off. And the arrival of Al Horford surely has a lot to do with this Celtic offensive revival.
And now with Hayward, Kyrie Irving, and Tatum added, it'll get even better. At the same time, an unselfish style, sharing the basketball, a lot of drive and kick. They bury teams from the three-point line.
So it's the Celtics now, following the score by Memphis. There's the pick. Pulls it from the elbow. Here's Baines, and Davis sends it back. And finished off by Davis.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. So the Celtics called timeout, their first. Well, there have been a lot of great young big men come into the league over the last couple of years. Chris, do you think the post position is about to make a comeback in the league right now?
I think it definitely could make a comeback because of the players that we've seen enter into this game, like Cat and Davis and Embiid. But I also think that, you know, the game has grown because we've had to see players like Larry Bird on the post extend his game to three-point area. We got to see Akeem Olajuwon get the first big crossover. So I don't know if the game will ever be the same with traditional posts, but I do know the game is in good hands with guys that have great skill sets, and so the big man is definitely back.
Now here's Gasol after Jaylen Brown's miss. Kicks it out to Evans. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And it's a 6-point Memphis lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Irving kicks to Hayward. In the corner, Horford with it. Shot clock reset for the Celtics. Monroe dishes to Hayward. Here's Irving, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Michael Conley picks one up.
Now look, this is nice. I love how Irving challenges the defense. Great at forcing the D to foul him while shooting. And just think about this. Kyrie Irving in his single season at Duke, he only played 11 games. He was limited to 11 games. Still, he was the #1 overall pick. That's just game. And then he justified it winning Rookie of the Year. Incredible.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And Kyrie Irving with a historically great rookie campaign, but some have said he hasn't improved a whole lot on that big entrance into the NBA.
His defense is still a work in progress, and that's what he has to shore up if he's going to enter the conversation for maybe best point guard in the world. But to me, he's already in that conversation.
And so Irving nails both of them.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Gasol a screen. Conley kicks to Evans. Conley against Irving. Shot clock at 6. Conley, the pass to Gasol. Shoots over Monroe. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
For Memphis, they have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far. That free throw good from Gasol. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Both good from the line that time.
And you look at this Celtics roster, a bevy of long, athletic wing players. They seem to be taking a cue from teams like the Warriors, who have found success with defensive switching and positionless basketball.
Now listen, you can't afford to let Irving get room to shoot from distance. He's excellent at connecting from deep.
Conley kicks to Gasol. And the layup is good. Gasol's got 4 points in the quarter.
And the Celtics, as you see, are stockpiling wing forwards. Brown, Tatum, Hayward. And we're seeing those guys lining up at the 2, 3, and 4. It gives Brad Stevens tremendous roster versatility.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Well, sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here's Green after Jaylen Brown's miss. Conley dishes to Evans. Good looking screen by Gasol. Stolen by Monroe. Feeds it to Hayward. Here's Horford, rejected by Gasol. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Here's Brown. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Irving can't get it to go.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Evans goes in, tipped away, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Irving's got 7 points here in this quarter.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Memphis leading by 3. Outside Conley. Gasol inside. Monroe on him. Shoots from 12. No good on that one. And the Celtics going the other way now. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
I like how Irvin fills the defense out. He's sensing he has room to shoot and fire once he gets the rock.
Now here's Evans. 7 points in the game. And here's Gasol outside. Gasol can't get that one to fall. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. The offensive rebound, Monroe. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Wow, he just does everything right there except hit the layup.
Conley kicks to McLemore. Rebounded by the Celtics.
He's not especially strong near the basket. All the defense did was make their presence felt, and it was enough to make him feel uncomfortable releasing that one.
Now here's Brown. Hayward passes to Irving. Horford with the screen on Evans. Here's Irving. Great D that time from Green. Memphis leading. The shot, no good. Some solid defense there from Irving. Over in the corner, Brown. Here's Monroe, and Gasol sends it back. Out to the right wing, it's deflected. Here's Hayward, and Hayward at the stuff.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Conley gets the bucket.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
And the Celtics shooting 32% overall right now, not one of their better showings. Screen by Monroe. Over in the corner, Brown. Monroe with a screen on Evans. Yep, that one goes.
Oh, you gotta love the explosiveness. Brown just eating up any lane to the basket he sees.
Memphis trailing here. Now Conley. Green dishes to Evans. And it's off from three-point range. Brown wide open. He fires. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That'll be his second foul of the game. Chandler Parsons, who's checked in for Tyreke Evans. The Celtics also with a sub. Smart's checked in. Gasol against Monroe. Parsons on the wing. Pass to Conley. Back to Parsons. Launches it. Horford with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Smart kicks to Irving. Pass to Hayward. To the right side. Kept alive by Boston. And it's slammed in by Monroe.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
And guys, they're showing great instincts too, anticipating how the ball was going to come off the boards and timed it out perfect.
Now here's Irving. He's coming off a 25-point game against Utah.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
McLemore, the pass to Parsons. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Parsons got 4 this quarter.
Ooh, that is a tough shot.
Kicks to Smart. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
And I love Smart pressing his advantage on the interior.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Conley with it. He has 6. He feeds it to Green. Parsons outside. Off on the layup.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
It's effort, it's ability. He also has incredible instincts.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Boston Celtics. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Efficiency. You know, I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Well, I didn't even know who some of these guys were, but their bench came up with some big shots, gave the team a lift offensively. It's always possible those guys will see more minutes in the second half, but at the same time, if you're a starter for a reason. We shall see, Ernie.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Doesn't the Mississippi River look simply spectacular in the moonlight here tonight? Welcome back, everyone, to Memphis. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Well, and a few times he's done a good job of initiating contact, yet getting the foul called on the defender.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Boston leading by 3 on the court right now for the Celtics. Brown and Hayward out on the perimeter. Horford is out there with Monroe. And it's Irving in at the point guard.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
Yeah, just outworking guys in there, being accountable, being a leader by example.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. The Celtics shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. And Tyreke Evans has always been a productive player when he's been on the floor. He can initiate the offense and step, it seems, into any spot on the perimeter, but he's been dealing, Chris, with injuries that have kept him from doing what he does best the past few seasons.
Yeah, hopefully he can avoid the injury bug going forward, Kevin. I mean, Evans has never been able to play 80 games in a season. It's a shame because you just see how productive he is when healthy. The defense recognizing the situation and getting right in his face once he got close to the bucket.
Here's Gasol, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Conley after Gordon Hayward's bucket. And the rejection by Monroe. And stolen by Horford. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Hayward leading the charge.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
The Grizzlies trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Gasol against Monroe. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And that's 10 points for Marc Gasol.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
Now here's Hayward. 10 points for him. Horford. Green with the rebound.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Irving misses. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. From deep, McLemore. Another shot. Here's Green. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And JaMychal Green, undrafted out of Alabama, played a few seasons in the D-League, Greg, but in his third season, a full-time starter in the league with Memphis.
And the Grizzlies like his ability to space the floor from that power forward position. It shows you where the game is going. Face-up skills and mobility coveted at that 4 spot.
And that one misses. And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
For Boston, they have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And he knocks down the first one. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of, is that I have a record for going from worst to that best improvement. And I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me, because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step 1 is figuring out that shot. Step 2 is how many repetitions. Step 3 is, can you get that in game time atmosphere? And you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it, because you have to build up so much trust. Because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done, was get better at shooting free throws, because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Oh, he took a terrific angle right there off the screen, something they work on every day in practice.
On the wing, Davis. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Tatum. Another shot, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Kevin, you love how Morris keeps his focus on the basket. You can whack him all you want, but he's still going to knock down those shots.
Now look, Marcus Morris, he's a player who's never going to be a star when you look at the stats, but he brings a great amount to the team, usually the heart and soul of his team. He can score in a multitude of ways, inside and outside.
Morris, no good on the free throw. And C-Webb, as you mentioned with Morris, the value he brings in his ability to fill in gaps on a roster. Very much a glue guy that is needed for successful teams.
Well, yeah, Kevin, and I like the mentality that Morris brings to the group. I like his heart. He's never afraid to go at a defender one-on-one, keeps his teammates involved, holds his guys accountable. Love his game.
Here's Chalmers. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Outside, Davis. Here's Evans. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Jason Tatum. Tyreke Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
And both free throws good for Evans. Boston leading by 4. The pass to Baines. Here's Rozier. He's guarded by Davis. Now here's Tatum. Shot off the pick. Second shot opportunity. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Celtics have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Boston also with the sub. Smart's checked in for Brown. The Grizzlies trail by 7. And here is Chalmers. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Here's Rozier. There's the screen. Pass to Tatum. Shoots off the step back, and he nails the jumper. Tatum's got 4 points this quarter.
And he's got such a smooth release on that jump shot. You can feel that it's just coming naturally to him.
Now, here's Chalmers. Parsons dishes to Davis. Launches a 3. And the miss by Parsons. Boston leading by 6. Here's Smart. Dishes to Morris. He kicks to Baines. Inside. Davis with the double team. Drops in the layup for 2. 8 points for Jason Tatum.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Chalmers. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Chalmers. And the challenge for the Grizzlies has been finding that 4th or 5th star caliber player, Greg, to push them over the top.
And they've needed a two-way terror on the wing for the longest time here. None of their draft picks or free agent signings have really broken through. And that's what it's going to take if they want to break through in the West.
And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing that they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
Well, a max contract last season for Chandler Parsons, despite, Greg, his history of knee injuries. That was a bold move by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and they needed a great two-way wing player for years. Hopefully, Parsons can get healthy and fulfill that role for this team.
And the first one at the line is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, the one thing you notice about the Celtics, they look for players with a chip on their shoulder. They want players with that inner fire, that love for competition.
Here's Baines. He's got 7. Passes it to Rozier. Great tee that time from Davis.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Now, here's Chalmers. He has 6. 6 on the shot clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And you look up and down the Celtics roster, Chris, a lot of guys who play with a chip on their shoulder.
Well, that's how you build a culture. It rubs off on the other players. I mean, you have to find those guys, though. It's not something you can teach.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops. And so Chalmers nails both of them. Celtics leading by 5. Here's Rozier. He dishes it to Smart. They grab their own miss. Here's Baines. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
This will be his 4th shot at the line in this one.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. And Chalmers kicks to Martin. Parsons outside. Out to the right wing. And the wide open shot from Chalmers. Off target from outside. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Tatum's shot is off. Memphis has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Parsons for 3. Good, and it's Chalmers with the assist that time. Chalmers has got 3 assists tonight. Boston leading by 5. Rozier kicks to Morris. They set the pick. There's the dish to Tatum. Clock at 6. Morris against Martin. Boston, no good that time either. Memphis has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Selden, the rebound by the Celtics. Baines has got 15 rebounds here tonight. Here's Morris, drops in the layup for 2. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
So timeout called here, the first for Memphis. And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Horford comes in for Morris. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Tatum. And Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. Now here's Parsons. He's got 14. Conley, the pass to Parsons. Gasol, a screen on Hayward. Parsons' shot is off.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Goes back up. Horford, no luck.
Now, this has just been a bad shooting game, a horrible shooting game from him.
And it's sent back by Irving. It's 2-on-1. Here's Smart, and there it is for him. Smart's got the lead up to 9 now for Boston.
Like a freight train running downhill, Smart, unstoppable in the open court.
Parsons, and finished off by Parsons.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Boston's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Here's Irving. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Makes a big high bounce and goes in. McLemore's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, the nice in-between game of McLemore. The ability to score from the mid-range is very important in this day and age.
Shot from the wing. Irving, good. And the Celtics lead by 7.
Now, he's only shooting 20% to begin this quarter, and you can tell it's beginning to wear on him.
Conley with it, now guarded by Smart. Green, the screen. Here's McLemore. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's 6 points for Ben McLemore. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Monroe dishes to Irving. Screen by Monroe. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Offline with his 3.
They cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
McLemore. Rebound by Monroe. Monroe's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Irving against Conley. Now here is Irving. He's tightly guarded. That shot no good. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Celtics lead by 5. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, bottom line is, good things are going to happen, bad things are happen. How you respond is the biggest key. Let's go.
And Brad Stevens moments ago focusing on what they can do now rather than worrying about what's already happened.
Yeah, and this is all you can do. Put all of your energy into this moment. The past, the future, they don't matter.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. In the post, it's Green and Gasol together. Tyreek Evans out there with Conley, and it's McLemore in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Now, here's Brown. The feed to Irving. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
You have to love it. There's no quit in this kid, Irving. When he gets hit, he sticks with his shot.
One shot, find the lane.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving very steady with the ball in his hands. Not a lot of turnovers for a player who handles the ball as much as he does.
Yeah, I mean, he makes great reads. Pick and roll, drives, kicks. He keeps his dribble low, but sometimes he has his dribble high. He's great at the pocket passes, great off pick and rolls, great at screens, and can space the floor.
One shot.
Celtics leading by 3. Pick by Horford. Irving kicks to Horford. Here's Hayward. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 12 points for Gordon Hayward.
And Horford really shows off his nice passing with that dime. For a big man, he sees the floor very well.
Conley, the pass to McLemore. Outside Conley. And it's sent back by Horford. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Irving's got the ball. Here's Monroe. And Craig Monroe with the slam.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
But that's all about going back to the fundamentals. Defensive rebounding, you got to have it, especially when you're getting waxed.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Monroe. And now running up the court. Hayward's pushing it up. And he overshot that one, missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Now, here is Irving. Picked by Horford. A floater. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You better respect the floating jumper of Irving. He's remarkable at timing and measuring up these type of difficult shots.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Marc Gasol.
And there aren't too many big men more dependable than Gasol. He's a skilled passer who can operate out of that high post, but also give you a little rim protection if you need it.
Gasol hits them both.
His free throw ability makes him tough to defend in the post. Teams can't get too physical with him.
Picked by Horford. Evans against Brown. On the wing, Irving. 5 to shoot. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Here's Evans. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You got to respect the physicality of Evans. Excellent at drawing contact on his way up.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Tyreke Evans. So it's the Celtics now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Irving kicks to Hayward. Elbow shot. Monroe. Great positioning on the putback. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 16 rebounds.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. And here's Gasol outside. Cans it from downtown.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Irving against Conley. Irving kicks to Horford. It's stolen by Green. Evans outside to the middle. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Irving kicks to Brown. There's a good screen. Screen by Monroe. Monroe sets a screen for Brown. Hayward left side. Clock at 4. On its way from Irving for 2. Shot clock reset for the Celtics. Feeds to Hayward. That one doesn't go. And it's Memphis the other way. To tie it up. And it's laid up and in by Conley. Conley's got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here is Irving. After Jaylen Brown's miss. Green with the block. Stolen by Monroe. Goes up on the block. Great D that time from Green.
Well, Kev, I'm not sure if it's because he's shooting on the opposite side of the floor this half, but he just can't buy a bucket.
Evans attacking. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Celtics shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Monroe's shot is good.
Oh, you love the movement. I mean, Brown just zipping these passes over quickly.
Now here's Evans. Over in the corner, Conley. Back to Evans. Rebound, Boston. Monroe's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Brown kicks to Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
Swingman Jaylen Brown trying to find his way in the league. He had a really good playoff last year, and he's kind of a renaissance man. Plays the guitar, studies foreign languages, is the captain of his high school chess team, but he doesn't want none of me, though. You know, I'll get him in chess.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. We got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We got to seize this game. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
And Gasol gets it to go.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Now, here is Irving. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Irving's got 12 points in just the second half.
This is an amazing run he's on. It's like he's been the only guy on the floor this quarter.
Gasol, a screen on Irving. Conley kicks to Green. From outside the arc, Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Shot's good by McLemore.
After going scoreless in the first half, he has found his shot in the second.
The Celtics with the lead. Irving kicks to Horford. They set the screen to the middle. Here's Monroe. It's rebounded by Memphis. Green's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Conley dishes to McLemore. Conley kicks to Gasol. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Hayward leading the charge. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, after a terrific last quarter, he has looked utterly lost and down on himself. He can't get anything to go there. He can't get right. You know, and if you remember in college with the Gators, you know, Al Horford played power forward. Power forward, center, they're the same now, but he's been out of position his entire NBA career, so you have to give him credit for playing tough night in and night out.
And as the league has moved to emphasize skill, it seems like things, Chris, are tipping Horford's way as far as him manning that center position.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to score inside. And so for Horford, we saw in the playoffs, you have to make your presence known inside. Though you're a big fella, you have to average a lot of rebounds, or you have to be physical inside. You still have to make your presence and your size known.
And it's tied up with that one. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Parsons is checked in. Boston also with the sub. Marcus Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Boston shooting struggles apparent, 37% from the field. Monroe with a screen on Conley. Here's Irving. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
He's unguardable. Nobody been able to contain him here in the fourth quarter. Now 4 of 5 from the field.
At the elbow, it's Gasol. Back to Conley. Stolen by Monroe. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Here's Hayward. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And now a 3-point Celtic lead.
And guys, the offensive rebounding really has stood out here this half. All those second chance points are helping them maintain that lead.
Evans rejected by Monroe. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. And Gasol sends it back. And here comes Parsons leading the fast break. Releases. And again, Memphis no good. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Celtics leading by 3. Now Irving. Pass to Horford. To the inside. And stolen by Parsons.
Turnovers weren't a story for him early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
And the Celtics with possession here. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Irving passes to Smart. That one good for 2. And the Celtics lead by 5.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Outside Conley. A second chance effort. And it's Gasol with the bucket inside. Gasol's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
Monroe outside. No one near him. Rebound, Evans. Evans has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Conley against Irving. Conley sets a screen for Gasol. Back to Evans. Kicks it to Conley. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Hayward. Sweet little floater.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
The Grizzlies trail by 5. Conley kicks to Green. Memphis moving it around. Green, the screen. Off the screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And so he hits both.
Great players understand the situation. Close game, he rises to the challenge.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Here's Irving. Here's the screen. He feeds it to Hayward. Monroe with a screen on Parsons. And it's Hayward again missing. The Grizzlies trail by 3. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Two shots.
He hits the first, and that brings them within 2 here. Both free throws good from Parsons. The Celtics shooting about 43% here in the 4th quarter. Irving kicks to Hayward. Horford up top. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2.
And Horford is one of the league's most talented centers. He's a sharpshooter who possesses a feathery touchdown low.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Close game. He nails every free throw. He's showing a lot of confidence.
Parsons with a screen on Hayward. And it's Evans in the corner. And it's sent back by Horford. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Irving's got the ball. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 27 points for Kyrie Irving.
Irving continues to bury big shot after big shot. He just has a knack for stepping up in crucial moments.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
Shoots from the line. Offensive rebound. Monroe nails it.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball. Yeah, and it doesn't take much elevation for Gasol to throw one down, of course, unless somebody's standing right in his way. That dunk is going to be easy money for him.
Here's Smart following the score by Memphis. On its way from Irving for 2. Here's Horford. Good.
Horford's team counts on him to provide that for them. The poise he has in these moments is what you want from your go-to guy.
Irving against Conley. Down low, stolen by Monroe. And so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. And the Grizzlies with possession. Right wing. From deep, McLemore. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Oh, and you can tell that McLemore's teammates trust him. They know he has the clutch gene and welcomes pressure.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're down by 5. 11 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
And they're going to have to score. Quick foul. Can't waste any time here.
Well, it's a lot to talk about in this huddle. They'll also have to decide who they'll want to foul.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Greg Monroe.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, a good bounce-back performance for you tonight.
Yeah, you know, still not where I want to be, but it's definitely a better game for me and a better game for the team. I'm glad we got the win.
I'm sure it was much needed, Gordon. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time.